There's so much to learn from Ganga. Let's start. We'll see where we get, because one of the things we learn from Ganga is just to flow. One of the most beautiful teachings of Ganga that Pujya Swamiji emphasizes over and over is that Ganga gives and gives and gives with no hesitation. Ganga never says, I don't think I feel like flowing today. No hesitation. No discrimination. She doesn't flow for Hindus and not Muslims, or Jews and not Christians, or Indians and not Americans. She flows for all. So no hesitation, no discrimination, no expectation. On our side, we're performing her arti, we're praying to her, we're loving her, we're serving her. Somewhere else, they're dumping their trash in her. But she doesn't flow more for us than for them. Ganga doesn't say, if you do my arti, if you pray to me, if you call me Ma, if you bow to me, then I will irrigate your fields. Then I will give you water. No expectation. And no vacation. Ganga never says, sorry, let the field get parched. Let the field dry up. I'm on vacation. You could see my secretary. I'll be back in a few weeks. That dies in the meantime, let it die. And this is such an important lesson, because for us, when it comes to giving and giving and giving and serving, we have hesitation. I don't know, today I'm not quite up to it. I haven't yet, done the things I need to do. I'm not sure. I've been giving so much. I've been serving so much. Maybe I'll just sit this one out. So we hesitate. We discriminate. It's so much easier to serve to those who appreciate it. Those who love us, those who say, thank you, you're the best. We take vacations, of course. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not that these things are evils. It's just that when we're sitting on the banks of Ganga taking inspiration from her, we take this inspiration as well. How can I live like that? Without the hesitation, without the expectation, without the discrimination. For most of us, it's so much easier to give to those who are like us, to serve those like us. We have compassion for those like us. A few years ago, Pujya Swamiji and I were flying from Lisbon, Portugal to Tenerife in the Canary Islands in Spain. And the flight went Lisbon, Madrid, Madrid, Tenerife. Coincidentally, on that day, in the morning, we were supposed to fly in the afternoon. In the morning, there was a crash at the Madrid airport of a Spanair flight. So the whole airport was shut down for many, many hours. All of the people on the plane had died. So, of course, inevitably, we were quite delayed. But by the time, when we get into Tenerife the following day, it was a full day late, the people were devastated. It was all anybody could talk about. The flight had been either coming or going from one of the Canary Islands as well into Madrid. And wherever we went, what everybody wanted to talk about was, can we have a prayer for the 150 people who died? The questions that everybody asked were all about how could this happen, karma, these sorts of things. And everywhere we went, I would ask people, did anybody here know anyone on the flight? No one did. And after a few days of this, I actually became really upset. And I went to Puja Swamiji. And I said, I'm having such a hard time with this. I said, because here we are, 3 days into a trip. People are still paralyzed almost, in shock, in grief, in fear, in mourning, of these 150 people who died, not that they knew. And yet, every single day, tens of thousands of children are dying of starvation, when we actually produce enough grain to feed everybody on the planet. Like, we actually could prevent those deaths. And I said, why is it that somehow these 150 people who were wealthy enough to be going between Madrid and the Canary Islands are so much more worthy of prayer, of moments of silence, of shock? It's not that we shouldn't worry about them, but it's why only them? How many others have died since that plane crash? How many are dying today, tomorrow, the next day? And why aren't we worried about them? Because their deaths I actually could prevent. And the irony of it was just actually too much for me even to be able to sit with at that point, of people coming to prayer, coming to silence, coming to pujas, in honor of those who had passed away, then going out and eating a steak dinner, pulling the food out of the mouths of children whose deaths could have been prevented. But once I came out of my own judgment and my own difficulty with that, what it became so clear is, well, these 150 people, they could have been me. And that's the difference, and that's why I mention it here. This is the discrimination. It's not that we say, I'll only serve white people. Most of us are beyond that. Most of us are beyond saying, well, I'm only going to serve people of my religion. But when you look at the stuff that really stops us in our tracks, it's the stuff where it could have been me. Could have been me in the Twin Towers. Could have been me in the London Underground. But chances are none of us is going to die of hunger in this life. That couldn't be me. And so when we talk about giving and serving without discrimination, it's not just on the superficial level of religion and race. It's beyond all of those borders. Can I serve those and care for those who aren't just like me, who couldn't just be like me until my spiritual awareness and awakening is so great that the world is me? But if I'm still in this perspective, can I extend the same deep compassion to them? And a compassion that's so deep that it prevents me from acting in such a way that it harms them. If I throw my back out and I've got to sit down in a chair, you can be pretty sure that I'm going to take the full 10 or 15 minutes it's going to take me to, do it exactly in the way I need to so that I don't hurt my back, right? Because it's my back, it hurts. And if you say to me, sit quicker, I'm still not going to do it. Because the instinct to protect myself is so strong to make sure that I don't hurt. can I have such a connection, such a compassion, like Ganga, for all, that I can't engage in behaviors that hurt the same way that long before I go to sit down, my brain is already figuring out which way I've got to approach that couch or chair to make sure that I can do it safely and comfortably. Can I live like that? And the other thing that Ganga teaches us, I mean, there's so much, but I'll just share one more, is to just keep flowing. You know, we're doing all of this work of cleaning Ganga and protecting Ganga, serving Ganga. I don't say saving Ganga, because Ganga saves us. There's nothing we can do to save Ganga. Ganga's going to be there, whether she's in the form of the river, whether we're smart enough to keep her in that form, or she goes back to being the form of just the goddess. Ganga's there. It's ourselves we have to save. But she keeps flowing, regardless of what we do, regardless of how we treat her. And for most of us in our lives, when things don't go right, when the world is not responding the way that we feel it should, we stagnate. Yeah, I've been trying and trying and trying, but nothing's happening. Forget it. We stagnate. We putrefy, literally in our own hearts. The wounds that we hold on to, the unfulfilled expectations that we hold on to. It literally festers within us, physically causing disease, emotionally just destroying us, eating us away. And Ganga reminds us, just keep flowing. You know, we always say Ganga, people talk about how to clean Ganga. The truth is, all you've got to do to clean Ganga is stop polluting her. Really, she's so forgiving that I dump something in her this moment and 5 seconds later it is gone from here. Eventually it'll even be gone out into the ocean. Every monsoon, she wipes away all of it, even that I've dumped on her banks. Every monsoon, she's new. We don't have to clean. We just have to prevent ourselves from repolluting. But that teaching of forgiving and forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. You know, Pujya Swamiji always says, people ask, well, how long do I have to keep doing it? Like, how long do I have to be the martyr in the family? How long do I have to be the one who always says sorry? And he says, I don't hear Ganga asking that. He says, I don't hear Ganga saying, and exactly how many monsoons do I have to just keep replenishing myself while these idiots keep polluting me? I mean, what's the point, right? They're just going to pollute me again. Give me a break. Forget it. I'm not going to flow this monsoon. No matter what we do, she keeps flowing. Just keeps flowing, keeps flowing, keeps flowing. And lastly, on a beautiful metaphoric level of that, water gets stale or bad, putrefied, literally, from a bacterial standpoint, when it's still. It's still water. That's why when you're trying to prevent illnesses, they always say, you know, make sure you don't have standing bodies of water, still water. That's where disease grows. But now here's what's interesting. Ganga, if you take water from Ganga and you save it, even now it's sitting in my glass, it's sitting in a jar. The essence of Ganga is to flow. So even though the molecules of H2O are no longer flowing, that water will never go bad. chemically. I mean, they've done it in petri dishes. There is something about Ganga water, and this goes back, I mean, Paraman's Yoganandaji was writing about this. So this goes back since as long as science has been putting things in petri dishes and testing it. So yeah, the molecules flow, but our essence also flows, which we learn also. We may say, yeah, it's okay, but then we go and we slam the door in such a way. Okay, so we haven't yelled, we haven't hit, we haven't gotten angry. We think, yeah, I've forgiven, I've moved on. But on our way out, we slam the door in such a way, or we make a face in such a way, or we close our heart in such a way, that even though our outer form has theoretically let it go and flowed, inside I'm still holding on. And Ganga teaches us the outer part keeps flowing and the essence. Even you bottle up that water, her essence keeps flowing. Never putrefies, never goes bad.